A person's greatness is defined by their thoughts. Yes, what we think is what we become. This truth has been proven again and again by people like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Jeff Bezos. In his famous book, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill wrote, "You become what you think about." But, if that's true, why do so many people still struggle to find success? Do they not think about their future? Do they not dream big enough? Maybe they do, but they forget something deeper. The secret of giving. Today's story will show you how a single thought, one small realization, can change a life forever. Once, in a busy railway station, there lived a beggar. Every day he begged from passengers, asking for a few coins to survive. One day, he saw a well-dressed businessman walking on the platform, confident, elegant, wearing a fine suit. The beggar thought to himself, "This man looks rich. If I ask him for money, he'll surely give me something good." He went up to the businessman and stretched out his hand. But instead of giving him money, the man looked at him calmly and said, "Do you always just take from others? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar froze. No one had ever asked him such a question before. He stammered, "I'm just a beggar, sir. I have nothing to give." The businessman smiled slightly and said, "If you believe you have nothing to give, then you have no right to ask for anything. I'm a businessman. I believe in exchange. If you can give me something in return, I'll gladly give you something too. But if you have nothing to offer, I can't help you." Saying this, the businessman boarded his train and left. The beggar stood there, stunned. Those words kept echoing in his mind. If you believe you have nothing to give, then you have no right to ask for anything. All night he thought about it. He realized, maybe that's why people don't give him much, because he himself believes he has nothing to give. But then he asked himself, what can I possibly give? I'm just a beggar. I own nothing. Still, the businessman's words haunted him. If you want to receive, you must first learn to give. 2 days passed. The beggar didn't ask anyone for money. He just sat quietly, thinking. On the 3rd day, he noticed something beside the railway track, a small bunch of wild flowers blooming in bright colors. He smiled. An idea struck his mind. What if I don't just take? He thought. What if I give something in return? Even something small? He picked a few flowers and returned to his spot. When someone dropped a coin into his bowl, he smiled and offered them a flower in return, and something magical happened. People smiled back. Some even thanked him. From that day, his earnings slowly increased. He realized, when he had flowers to give, people were generous. When the flowers ran out, they gave less. That's when he truly understood. People love to give when they receive something back, even a simple flower. One morning, as he stood near the platform with his flowers, he saw the same businessman again. Excited, he ran to him and said, "Sir, today I have something to give you. If you give me some money, I'll give you these flowers." The businessman smiled, took out some money, and accepted the flowers. He said, "You've understood the real value of exchange. Today, you're not a beggar anymore. You're a businessman." The train arrived and the man left. But the beggar stood there smiling, his heart full of new hope. He whispered to himself, "I'm not a beggar anymore. I'm a businessman too." From that day he stopped begging. He began selling flowers, properly, proudly, and people loved buying from him. Months passed. One afternoon, 2 well-dressed men met again on the same platform. They shook hands warmly. The businessman looked at him curiously and said, "Do I know you?" The other man smiled. "Yes, sir. We've met twice before, right here." The businessman frowned, thinking, and then his eyes widened. "Wait, you're that beggar, the one I once refused to give money to, and later I bought flowers from you." The man laughed gently. "Yes, that was me. But I'm no longer a beggar. I now run a successful flower business. I'm actually traveling today to open a new shop." The businessman was amazed. He said, "That's incredible." The flower seller smiled and said, "You taught me the greatest truth of life, that we only receive when we first learn to give." I realized I was never really a beggar. I was a businessman all along. I just didn't know it. They both smiled. 2 businessmen, 2 lives. 1 lesson. Life depends on how you choose to see yourself. If you believe you are small, you'll stay small. But if you believe you are strong, capable, and deserving, then no dream is too big. Remember, You don't get what you wish for. You get what you believe in. So start believing in yourself. And start giving to the world. Because when you give, life gives back 1,000 times more. This is RisePulse Stories, where your thoughts rise and your spirit pulses with purpose. Thank you for listening. See you in the next story.